Hello, everyone, and welcome you all to another chapter of the MS Word tutorial. So now we are on our chapter number 10, where we'll be learning to insert and edit shapes. We'll learn how you can work with shapes inside your MS Word document. So let's not waste much time and let's get started. So over here on my screen, as you guys can see, now I'm here in a new document, which I do have created. And from here, if you do want to rename it, let me come here and let me rename this one as shape. Okay. So here in this particular chapter, we're gonna learn everything about shapes. Let's go to browse. Let's go to desktop option. And from here, I will just go to my resource file. And now I will name this one as shapes. And let's click on save right over here. And now if you want to insert shape inside your this particular document which you have created, go to the insert tab from top. And here you guys can see, now if you just click onto this particular option, over here you basically do have shapes. So there are different ones, okay? There is normal line, there is this line arrow, and also at the same time you guys will be able to create up a text box, okay? So inside this shape option you also do have the text box. You do have the text box right over here as well, okay, like where you guys will be able to write text inside that particular place. Okay, let's say you are writing any kind of magazine, and for a magazine you do have images on one side, and for text you want that, well, I want to create a text box and I don't want my text to come further this particular line. So in that case, text boxes are very important. So there are, well, different kind of sizes, and also over here these are basically differentiated into different options. Well, you do have different kind of lines over here. You do have different kind of rectangles. There are different type of basic shapes. There are different kind of block arrows. There are different kind of equation shapes. If you want to take any shape of a flow chart, you guys can do that. Many kind of stars and banners, and different shapes for call outs as well. And over here, if you need a new drawing canvas, you guys can come here and you guys can basically get new drawing canvas as well. Okay. So again, let's go to insert and let me just show you guys with just a simple rectangle. Let me come here, and here you just need to make sure that you click on your mouse, and after that you guys will be able to create a rectangle of any proportion. But at the same time, let's say if you want to create a rectangle or any kind of shape with the same width and with the same height, in that case make sure to click on shift and it will just keep the same proportion on the height and the width. So here you guys can see, now once I do have created this particular shape, there are different kind of options available right over here. So we're going to talk about all of these options over here as well. Okay, so this have appeared in my tab. Okay, a new tab has been formed known as the shape format. So as you guys can see, by default it's been colored as blue, maybe the last color which you have used. Okay, it will show you that. And now if you want to get some different shapes, you guys can come here and you guys can get some different shapes right from here. If you do want to move it out, you guys can come here and you guys can basically move this one out as well. So let me just go with the first shape right over here. Okay, and here you guys can see that you do have a option. So here in this edit shape option, okay, here you do have different options. Okay, so if you do want to change the shape, so in our last class we do have learned about pictures. If you guys remember, I do have showed you that the option of replacing an image. Like the sizes and each and everything will remain the same, but the type of image which I had put before had basically changed. So now let's say I do have a rectangle right now, and I want to change the shape from a rectangle to any other shape. So as you guys can see, I do have a triangle. So if I just click on the triangle here, you guys can see I don't have to create a triangle all by itself over here. But what did happen over here is it just have replaced the rectangle with my triangle right over here. So the same way you guys can go to change shape and make sure that you do have a rectangle right over here back again. So this is the first option of changing a shape. You guys can change your any shape with anyone over here. Okay. So this is one point, and the other one is edit points. Okay. So what do you mean by edit points right over here? So if you take a look, once I have clicked on this option known as edit point, I do have 4 points on 4 sides of my rectangle. Okay, well, whether it be rectangle or any other shapes, they will have this particular point. But maybe rectangle have 4 other shapes might have other type. Okay, a circle may have different points, but over here using the points, what I can do is I can manipulate this particular shape the way I want. Okay, so as you guys can see, once I do have my cursor on the corner here, you guys can see my mouse is becoming small. So what I can do is I can come here, and as you guys can see, I'm just holding on to my mouse and I'm just moving out the shape. Okay. So here you guys can see that I will just bring this one right over here. I'm just giving this one up a curve over here. And the same way here you guys can see I am able to give this one up a curve as well. I can just maintain it right over here, and at the same time I can just decrease the size, or let's say increase it from top corner as well. So this is how you guys can see I can manipulate my shape, whatever shape it is. So the same way, if I come here, if I just go to edit shape, let's go to edit points. So what I can do is I can come here and basically I can make my arrow more pointy and more cartoonistic over here, and this is how it actually looks. So that's one way of manipulating these shapes. Again, let's go to the shape format right over here, and under this particular box you guys can see you guys can actually create a text box as well. Well, I can just make a text box and maybe fill it up with just some text around. Let's just fill this particular text box. And now, if you guys take a look, that if I just manipulate my text box, you guys can see that I'm not able to see my text all around over here. But if I just increase the size underneath as well, let's come here. Let's keep my text box somewhere over here on top. Let's increase the size of my text box, and here you guys can see that I do have my text box quite properly right over here, which is basically been outlined. Okay, so I will just come here and let me just delete this part as well. Let's select this particular shape, and under this shape styles, you guys can see that I do have different theme styles. Okay, and you guys can also see that once I hover my mouse over all of these points, you guys can see the color of all these arrows are being changed as well. Okay, so all these theme colors are being changed over here. You guys can see different shade of colors over here. You guys can choose from all of this, and also they do have different kind of presets at the same time. Okay, so here there are different kind of presets. You guys can use all of these presets as well. Okay, so this is the shape styles. But the same way, if I just go to the shape fill option, here you guys can see I can choose any color for the shape fill right over here. Otherwise, if you want to put out any kind of picture inside that shape, you guys can put some picture inside that shape as well. Otherwise, if you want to apply some gradient colors, you guys can apply some gradient colors. But if you don't like the fade, whichever is present over here, you guys can go to more gradients, and from the fill, let's go to gradient fill, and you guys can basically select the color right over here itself. Okay, let me just choose this particular color right over here, and let me just go with only two arrows. Okay, so I will just remove this, and I will just remove this as well. Let's pick this color, but over here now let's go with a red color, and this is how my gradient color will look like. Okay, so the same way you guys can actually come over here again and onto the shape fill, and I hope you guys do have understood about the gradient color. Otherwise, instead of color, you guys can use a lot of these textures as well. Let's say if I just put these textures, this is how it will look. Okay, otherwise, if you want to check out more texture, if you want to create more texture to it, you guys can come here and create a lot many texture from here. Check out the transparency level if you want to insert any picture from where you want to take the texture. You guys can actually import that image inside your MS Word as well. Okay, so this is about that. And also you guys can come here and basically work with the shape outline. Okay, you guys can first choose what color the outline will it be. Let me just take this particular color, and after that, if you do want to check more outline colors from here, you guys will be able to choose the color model. Do you want the RGB color mode, or are you looking for the HSL color mode? Okay, so there are different websites. Okay, there is a color hunt from where you guys can get a different kind of colors. Let me just show you guys about color hunt. Just go to any of your browser, like your search engine. So I will just use the Google Chrome from here. And from there, now if you just search color hunt, and if you just click on enter, here you guys can see the first websites, whichever is showing me. I'll just come here and I'll just go to this colorhunt.com. And from here, let's say I do like this particular maroon color, and they do have this color code. So I will just click over there and it will get copied. Let me come to my MS Word back here again. Now let's go to the shape outline. Now let's go to more colors, and what I can do is I can just select this color code, and I will just click on Control V, and if I just click on OK right over here, you guys can see the color which I have imported has changed. So I can just see it better if I just go to more lines option. Okay, and now I will just change the level. Okay, like I will just increase the width. Here you guys can come here and basically see the width. So I do have imported this color, and this is just the same color as this is. Okay, so this is basically the usage of the shape outline. We already have known what is sketch line, what is a dashed line. Okay, and if you don't want any outline, you guys can just click on no outline at all. And there are different kind of shape effects, different kind of presets are available right over here. Okay, for different things. And over here now you also do have different kind of options, like there is reflection. Okay, if you do want reflection, if you want glow on the sides, there is different kind of soft edges and stuff. There is bevel, there is 3D rotation as well if you do want to use. So there is all this stuff available. So now let's select this particular shape, and also you guys can work with different kind of word art if you do have words. Okay, so if you do have any kind of words, let me just come here and let me just type ABC from here. Otherwise, inside a shape. Okay, let me just come right over here, and from here let's go to insert, let's go to shape, and let's create a rectangle right over here. And inside that shape, I want to write my things out. And once you have written this thing here, you guys can see, you guys can just put on different kind of shape. Let me just select all of this. And from here, basically, you guys can select the word art. Okay, what kind of word art you want. Here you guys can see the changes as well. Okay, and different kind of reflection if you want. Okay, if you want to put out different kind of shadows, if you want to put some 3D rotation for your words as well inside the shape, there is this all these options. So kind of the same with the shape, but the word art styles will be only applied to the word inside the shape. Okay, so this is about that. And also over here you guys can select the text direction. Let's say inside a shape, how you basically want to write. Do you want to write the words horizontally? Do you want to write the words at 90-degree, rotating on the 90-degree right? Or you want to do it a rotation of 270-degree from the right, otherwise 90-degree from the left. Okay, how you want the text direction to be. And also there are more option about text direction. Okay, you guys can basically choose right from here. Okay, and also you guys can select that apply to what place. So I'll just cancel it right over here. And also, let's say if you do have text, okay, how you want to align it. Do you want to align it top of the page? Do you want to align it on the middle of the page, or do you want to align it at the bottom of the shape? Okay, so if I just come here, if I just click on bottom, here you guys can see at the bottom of the shape, my text has been applied. If I do want to keep it in the middle, I can keep it in the middle. Otherwise, I can keep it right over here in the top. Okay, and also from here, like if you want to create a link, it will let your text flow from one text box to another. And if you click an empty text box to link to it, the current one will be added. So you guys can use this one. We have already learned about the alt text, and we already know about the position. Like if you want to position it on the top right, if you do want to position it in the top center, and here there are different layout options. You guys can apply it throughout the page. Okay, or if you just want to keep it in line with the text, you guys can do that. And this is the text wrap option over here. Okay, like if you want to work with text, like if you guys will understand that in a better way if I just take a new document. Let's go to file. Let me just open this up, and from here let's go browse. Let's go to my desktop. Let's go to the resource file. Let's take this sample file and I will just open it up. Okay, so from here now, let's go to insert option. From here I will just go to shape, and what I can do is I can just create a shape right over here on top. Okay, so as you guys can see, I do have this shape over here on top, and in shape format. Now what I can do is, I have already told you, if you want to bring it to front. Okay, so I will just come here and I want to bring this particular thing at front. Okay, at the same time, if you do want to give this one some colors, you guys can come here and you guys can just bring this one some colors as well. So let's come here, let's click on bring to front, bring to front over here as well. Let me just bring it right here. And now if I just go to uh, text wrap option, here you guys will be able to see that now I am not able to decrease the size over here quite well. Otherwise, let's come here and I'll just delete this one all by itself. Again, let's go to insert. Let's click on shape and I will just create a circle. Okay, so let me just create a, a circle in a place where it's empty. Shape, circle, and let me just create out this particular shape. And if you do want to give some colors, you guys can come here and you guys can basically give some colors as well. Okay, so if you're not able to apply it right over here, let's go to insert, let's go to shape. Let's take arrow and let's make an arrow right over here. itself. Okay, and also for positioning, I will just position it right over here on top. Let me just give this one up a different color. Okay, and you guys can see. And if you want to wrap in square, you guys can see wherever I move this one, from there the text is basically moving out as well. Okay, so here this is how this text wrap work. And if you just go with the right option, here it will just tighten your shape from all the side. And if you want to go to through option, here you guys can see it will just keep you in through. Okay, like you guys are able to see that you do have text all over here, but you don't have text only to that place where you do have the shape. And the same way, if you want to have your shape behind the text or in front of the text, you guys can also have the same point. And also, if you want to edit wrap points, like till wherever point you want to wrap, you guys can also do that. Okay. So let's say I want to come here and I want to edit wrap points. So from here, I can just take out this point. I can say, well, from here, I want to wrap. From here, I don't want any text. So this is how it will basically work. Okay. So yeah, I hope you guys do have understood this particular class on how you are going to use shape. Okay, so I will just click on this particular shape. If you want to align it, there are different ways of how to align it. If you want to align it to the center, align it to the right. If you want to align it on the top, okay, different options. And lastly, let's come here and I want to distribute this one properly. Let me just distribute it vertically right over here. And using this one, you guys can actually crop as well. If you want to crop the shape here, you guys can see it's just cropping from the side, as well as it's just cropping from the top and bottom as well. If you want to increase the size, you guys can do the same from here as well. And this is the rotation option, like rotating to the right 90-degree, rotating to the left 90-degree, flip vertically, flip horizontally, and so many other options over here. So yeah, I hope you all have understood this whole class on shape format. So I hope to see you all in the next chapter, where we're gonna learn more about MS Word. So see you all in the next chapter. Till then, take care and goodbye everyone.